And hello, and welcome to the first garden update of 2022. I kind of got away from it last year, just got lazy and just had stuff going on, just didn't get around to taking care of the garden and updating things like my pictures and photos and videos like I wanted to, but and a little late this year as well, but here I am. Hopefully from this point forward we can see things are starting to mature, like these potatoes and the garlic, and let's get to it. These are Purple Majesty potatoes in a Ruth Stout inspired bed. All it's here is hay, grass clippings, fall leaves, weeds, and bedding from our guinea pig and rabbit. So it's all hopefully organic. Obviously I can't vouch for the hay, but I'm not worried about it. You know, it is what it is. But I did a test harvest the other day, and I got from one plant one seed potato, which was approximately 1 ounce, like a golf ball size. I got 8 in return. So harvested a bit early. They probably, as you see, they are not, for the most part, still kind of healthy. When you have your some leaves that are dying back, but still, as you see, pretty healthy. So I would like to let these go hopefully another month or so, and we should get some more size and some more quantity. So looking pretty good. This here in this smaller pot is just red potatoes I just got from work, from Target, and obviously not certified seed potatoes, just regular ones right off the shelf for eating. Threw them in there, see what happens, and as you see, they're doing pretty well. It's a smaller container. I would like to go with a slightly bigger size up as a minimum, but I figured, let's try in a small pot just to see what happens. Over here we have some edamame in a pot. Look like something, either wind or something chewed some of the top of the leaves there, but we'll see what happens, see if it's got enough foliage to keep growing and maturing. First year of sunchokes. I watered them when I first put them in. I have not watered them since. Just a good 3 to 4 inch layer of mulch on top. And you see they are as advertised. Vigorous. It's a 4-foot fence, and they are, you see there, and by next week they should be over the fence. I can't see. Let's just look at the tallest kind of one. The growth tip, looking pretty good. No signs of budding, so that should grow. I have had sunflowers over in this corner and in the yard, and I've had them 2 years. Didn't do them last year, but I had sunflowers, mammoth. Kong. I think it was mammoth or something, like either Russian mammoth or Kong sunflowers, and they grew to 13 feet in this area. So I would not be surprised if these sunchokes get over 10 feet. We'll see what happens. But there's 5 of them there. I think there's 5 spaced about a foot apart. So we'll see what happens. More store-bought potatoes in a larger container. That's the minimum size I get. I think it's a 20-inch pot. That's the minimum. I grew them in there last year, and I got some. I think I put russets in there, or the Kennebecs in there from last year. So this is an unknown grocery store red variety. As you see, still green. Some slight signs of yellow dead leaves and stems, but hopefully they can go a little bit longer as well. And you see some flowering, so we should be good there. Oh, while I'm right over here, I harvested a bed of garlic a little bit early because they got trampled, and I just wanted to make room for some beans that I put in. We'll get those in a second. But as you see, drying my garlic. It is supposed to rain today, so I'm going to have to cover these or bring them inside or something so they can dry and cure properly. They're on the smaller side, but I was expecting that. The ones in the front are doing much better. Not quite as good as last year, but pretty good. Some fresh mulch. This is our traditional in-ground potato bed. That's this kind of area here. About, I would say, 2.5 feet, maybe 3 by about 9, something like that. 10 maybe. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. Maybe 12. That goes up all along the fence from here all the way up to, not the corner in the back is the beans, but you'll see. But that is in ground. They are in ground, in soil, and then mulched heavily with grass clippings and hay and fall leaves. This is just fall leaves, spoiled hay that I actually got from where my daughter used to take riding lessons. Fall leaves, weeds, grass clippings. This is just reach as far as I could reach inside in a hole, or as far as I could, and basically on top of grade, wherever that is, but not actually dug into the soil, just on top of it, and then mulched very heavily, over a foot of hay and then another material. As you see, still doing well. This time last year, they had died back, so I don't know what happened last year. If it was just hotter, it has been a much cooler spring this year than last year and years past, so we'll see. Here is some edamame. I felt like I had some wasted space and I had more edamame seeds left, so I didn't need quite as wide a walking path here. So as you see, I created one. They seem to do okay in shade and not complete full sun, so I figured even the ground here is kind of compacted because it was walked on and it was kind of a walking path. I figured, well, I'll throw them in there, dig a little hole, throw some seeds in, mulch it, and see what happens. Definitely next year it'll be better because I will keep this mulched so that I can improve over time. Here's the other end of the in-ground bed. As you see, more just grass, clippings, hay, fall leaves. I put some bush Blue Lake beans in here yesterday, and that's covered to avoid to deter squirrels. Here's my one better purple coneflower that I put in a pot. Try it. There are some aromatic asters, I think my brother called them. I got from my brother. These three here. Another purple coneflower. We got this from when my daughter's hamster passed on. Don't know what it is. My brother thought maybe forget-me-not, which would make sense when you lose a pet. Someone else said some kind of coreopsis maybe. So if you have any ideas, try to get a better picture. Looks like it's going to be a dark colored bloom, as you see there, and the foliage. And I think there may be a different plant down there. I don't know. Or a weed. I'm not sure. So here is more garlic. Again, for some reason, they don't seem to do as well in the back. I don't know if I just didn't water them right. I didn't water these at all this year, which some people said works well for them to prevent rot and other things. Oh, there's some weeding I got to do back there. Just some I had when I had finished planting this bed and that bed of potatoes. I had some seed potatoes left, certified ones from I think it was Urban Farmer Seeds, and I don't even know which ones they are. I threw them in here. I figured I don't need quite as bad. The sweet potatoes, like next year, I definitely will not do as many sweet potatoes if I do them at all, because they are critter proof. The squirrels don't bother them since you're planting them as starts anyways, and they're pretty hardy and resistant to being moved around or dug up. But I do want to try other things, so I may just try like a handful of them and give them half this space, or maybe like a third of this space, and then use it for something else. But they're doing well. The cats have found them again, so that's why like this one here is kind of messed up and the leaves were dug up and moved around. I didn't shred the leaves, just wanted to try to avoid it for the first year, and to get it started and keep the soil covered. But I may, if I collect them this year, since they've been on the beds for a year, now I want to add some shredded ones because they will break down faster. Here's my main edamame bed. This area here, as you see, was planted first, so it gets smaller there. These ones were planted, I think a week earlier than the next ones, or maybe 2 weeks. As you see, this side of this corner is not quite as tall and branched out. I just cut the grass and threw some of the grass clippings over here because this area wasn't mulched very well like the rest of the garden. So we'll add that on because I really like to get this side mulched and improve the soil a little bit better, and keep the weeds down, because this side does get weeds for some reason a little more than the rest of the garden. And some more store-bought potatoes. I wanted to try potatoes in this because of this fence. So you see it's like I guess it's a 6-foot fence. Yeah, because the main fence is 4 foot, and that's another 2. So because of the 6-foot fence here, sun, when it gets over here, and once it passes, it comes from over this side and back over to this side. And then this, obviously this side here, does not get much sun, only a few hours in the morning till, afternoon or so, early afternoon. And after that it's pretty much shade because it's blocked by the fence. But I wanted to try them, potatoes in low light conditions, and just see what happens. Probably should have used some certified seed ones to give them the best shot, but they came up and you see they're branched out and leafed out pretty well. So we'll see what happens. These were in ground and then mulched. And that's it for the backyard. Alright, let's go to the front. I'm going to try to keep this under 15 minutes, but sorry, don't mind my trash. It's trash day. Over here we have not the best time. The rose campions kind of past their prime, but they were here. They branched out. They grew last year, started them from seed, and then they come up this year. Volunteer 4 o'clocks that I didn't plant last year. So these were from 2 years ago. They have self-seeded 2 years in a row. Here's some black and blue salvias I got from my brother, and the anti-squirrel measures. More sunchokes. My knockout rose past its prime again, but still has some blooms on it, as you see. Garlic. And mountain mint that I got from my brother, which looks kind of crappy right now, but as a member of the mint family, should hopefully recover. We'll see what happens. The dianthus is past its prime and bloomed, but we'll see that. Alright, I'm going to cut this short, and we'll see you in a week or so, maybe.